Despite the attempts at denial by even the most optimistic wing shooters, pheasant and quail hunting are slowly dying in the mid-Atlantic states, rather than the red and black plaid-clad armies of old taking to overgrown fields and their brushy borders, hoping to kick up wild roosters and bust up countless coveys of quail. Adaptive Delaware, Maryland, and New Jersey wing shooters are targeting different terrain and habitats. They now battle tangled thickets, new-growth forests, and marshy bottomlands in newfound quests for woodcock and walk-flooded fields and swampy shores in pursuit of elusive, yet surprisingly widespread, snipe. Increasing numbers of woodcock hunters are using websites, social media tools, and word-of-mouth networks to keep tabs on the annual southward migrations of woodcock along the East Coast, and they plan their hunts accordingly. As the migrations reach their peak, woodcock and hunters alike stage on the public hunting lands in close proximity to the Delaware Bay, a 782-square-mile estuary that separates southern New Jersey from Delaware. Because migrating woodcock prefer to make many short flights, rather than a few long-distance trips during their Gulf of Mexico-bound excursions, the Delaware Bay presents a challenging obstacle for the birds that travel along the Atlantic coast. In many cases, southbound woodcock congregate in New Jersey near the eastern shore of the Delaware Bay to rest and feed before they fly across it. Similarly, many woodcock need to rest and refuel after their crossing, so they find themselves in the woods and fields of central and southern Delaware and eastern Maryland. Dedicated timberdoodlers who have done even a minuscule amount of woodcock hunting homework know that southern New Jersey, especially Cape May, can be a woodcock hunting mecca. But hunters who dig a little deeper are quickly learning that Delaware and Maryland also provide first-rate hunting opportunities. Compared to Delaware, Maryland, and New Jersey's deer, rabbit, and waterfowl hunters, there are relatively few woodcock hunters and even fewer snipe hunters, so mid-Atlantic public land hunting opportunities abound. Because the terrain and woodcock habitat in Delaware, eastern Maryland, and southern New Jersey are similar, hunting techniques and location selection practices apply to public land hunting in all three states. Although some woodcock hunters in other areas of the Northeast or Mid-Atlantic regions prefer targeting boggy areas and stream banks, heavy concentrations of woodcock in Delaware, eastern Maryland, and southern New Jersey are more likely found in the super-thick, leg-grabbing, thorn-riddled cover provided by dense sapling fields, brushy thickets, and early successional fields. Sapling fields, forested areas that were cleared and replanted within the past 5 to 10 years and are comprised of 10 to 12-foot high, closely packed saplings, are the go-to prime hunting spot choices for many mid-Atlantic woodcock hunters. While sapling fields continuously produce impressive numbers of points and flushes for woodcock hunters in the know, the tight cover and moist soil resulting from the lack of penetrating sunlight and early-season leaf litter in all of the aforementioned areas offer superb protection and forage for migrating woodcock. Multi-state hunters who follow the woodcock migration frequently cross-reference state wildlife area maps with aerial photos to identify likely woodcock-holding hotspots, and some call or visit state forestry offices to inquire about huntable sapling fields. Although it's rare for a woodcock hunter with a good bird dog to go an entire day without encountering a single timberdoodle during any of the open seasons in Delaware, Maryland, or New Jersey, selective hunters who have the luxury of time plan their hunting excursions according to weather forecasts. Woodcock tend to opportunistically fly southward when favorable weather conditions aid their journeys, or when sub-freezing conditions force them to find readily available food sources. Woodcock will oftentimes stage on the eastern side of the Delaware Bay until optimal traveling windows open, such as when precipitation ends or when prevailing north winds can carry them across the bay with reduced effort. Hunters who use weather patterns to their advantage can encounter dizzying numbers of birds on the ground in New Jersey on one day, and similar numbers of birds on the ground in Delaware and Maryland the following day. Additionally, since the waters that surround the southern portions of Delaware and New Jersey sometimes contribute to relatively warmer, above-freezing temperatures, some late-season woodcock hunters direct their efforts toward those southern locales when areas to the north are frozen or snow-covered. Snipe, the closely related, somewhat smaller cousins of woodcock, are also plentiful in Delaware, eastern Maryland, and southern New Jersey. These infrequently pursued game birds are found in many of the same public hunting areas where woodcock are targeted, but not necessarily in the same terrain and habitat. Whereas woodcock typically feed on earthworms found in higher ground, snipe align more closely with their evolutionary shorebird roots and feed mostly on crustaceans and other invertebrates found in marshes, flooded fields, and river edges. Instead of searching saplings and thickets for snipe, hunters typically walk field edges that border the various tributaries and marshes that ultimately lead to the Delaware River and Delaware Bay. Using weather and moon phases to their advantage, successful snipe hunters concentrate their hunting activities during high tides or storm surges when water forces snipe from the phragmite-laden marshes and onto readily accessible banks and fields. When displaced from their comfort zones, the snipe tend to congregate in or near the edges of the floodwaters and in or near drainage ditches, tire ruts, or other low-lying areas that retain water after floodwaters recede. Besides high numbers of birds and the prospects of successful hunts, other intriguing aspects of hunting woodcock and snipe in Delaware, eastern Maryland, and southern New Jersey are the state's close proximities to one another, their overlapping woodcock hunting seasons, and their lengthy snipe hunting seasons. Prime public hunting locations in eastern Maryland's Kent and Queen Anne's counties are only 10 to 15 minutes from similar locations in Delaware's Kent and Newcastle counties, and those same Maryland locations are less than 90 minutes from some of the best hunting locations in New Jersey's Salem County. Since weather patterns typically affect the three locales at the same time, wing shooters who aren't averse to purchasing licenses in the three states can cover Delaware, Maryland, and New Jersey hotspots within a week from one or two centrally located hotels. Interestingly, of the three states, Maryland's woodcock seasons typically open the earliest and close the latest. During the 2013 to 2014 hunting seasons, for example, the first segment of Maryland's season ran from October 31 through November 29, while its second segment was open from January 11 to 25. In contrast, New Jersey's South Zone seasons were open from November 9/30 and December 19 through January 1st, and Delaware's seasons were open November 25 through December 7 and December 14 through January 14. Hunters wishing to extract as many days as possible hop among the three states and their overlapping seasons. For wing shooters looking for early season, warmer weather hunting, cardiovascular conditioning, and real-world dog training opportunities, Maryland and New Jersey snipe hunting seasons usually open much earlier than woodcock hunting. During the 2013 to 2014 season, New Jersey snipe hunting was open from September 17 through January 1, and Maryland snipe hunting was open from September 25 through November 23 and December 11 through January 26. Delaware snipe hunting seasons have traditionally coincided with their woodcock hunting seasons, but Delaware's Division of Fish and Wildlife is considering opening its 2014 snipe hunting season in September. Republished with permission from Mid-Atlantic Woodcock and Snipe by Stephen M. Kendus, 2014. The Upland Almanac, Winter 2014. 2014 by Stephen M. Kendus.